50 hi-fi manufacturers. I'm going to talk about the best products that I think each of these manufacturers makes. So sit down because we're going for a ride. So this video, I don't want it to be 50 minutes long, 45. I don't even want it to be 25 minutes long. I'd like it to be 12. So we're not going to be able to talk about a lot of these products in depth. 50 companies, all the way from Chinese, cheap Chinese companies, all the way up to, I guess you'd call it more traditional companies. Starting off with AIYIMA, the AIYIMA A08 Pro. Why? Because it uses the 3255 Ti chip, has tone controls, comes with an updated power supply, and well, it sounds awesome. About 130 bucks. About the best you can get. Fuzzy Audio TB10D uses the same amplifier chip, a little bit less powerful power supply, also has tone controls. However, it comes in around 60 or 70 bucks. So one of the best deals in audio as far as amplification goes. Not going to get as much power as the A08 Pro, but it still sounds awesome and is a great first amp. Duke Audio X1 Hi-Fi tube amplifier. When I got this one in, I didn't think it was going to be very good at all. However, it has a phono stage, it has Bluetooth, and then it has an RCA input. Also has two tubes. Is also, strangely enough, built like a tank. It is built very well. I was really surprised at this. It's around 150 bucks, but I think there's almost always a coupon. Klipsch. Klipsch has had a lot of speakers over the years, and I don't think that the Heresy or the Forte or the Klipsch horns or whatever they're called, La Scalas, I don't think that is the best product that they've made. I actually think the RP500M is the best product they've made. And, dare I say, the Cinema 600 soundbar. Why? Because it's super easy. It sounds great. It's the Klipsch product that I've used the most and makes me the happiest. Not perfect for music by any means, but it makes home theater easy. Has wireless surrounds if you want to get them. PSB. Paul Barton, I think it is, yeah. Anyway, lots of speakers. They've made a ton of speakers. I've listened to a few. The one I like the best though is the Imagine 1 XB. Anyway, it's the little bookshelf speaker. Sounds fantastic. A little bit warm sounding. Looks pretty good. I think it's just slightly overpriced, but that is my favorite product from PSB. I think they're good. I just think they're a little bit overpriced. Dolly speakers. I've had a few of those, and Dolly Spectre 2 is my favorite. 5 1/4 inch, very small bookshelf speaker, but tonally pretty neutral, but it has a very, very good bass clarity, and the top end is natural. Dolly Spectre 2, very good. Also slightly overpriced, I think. Ooh, Emotiva, one of my favorite hi-fi companies. They get two because Emotiva has a bunch of different sections. So they have speakers, they have amps, they have all sorts of stuff. CD players. The TA1 integrated amplifier comes with a built-in phono preamp, built-in DAC, a built-in tuner, built-in bass management, and it puts out very good Class AB power. So the TA1 comes in around $500 or $600. That is my favorite product from Emotiva. My favorite speaker from Emotiva, no surprise here, the B2 Plus. It is their updated bookshelf speaker. Air Motion Tweeta 6.5 inch woofer. Great product. Speaker of the year last year. Love it. $500. Very affordable for what you get. Okay, Schkit Audio. My favorite product from them is the Magni headphone amp. And it's $110 or $115. I think it is, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's their best product, but I love it. It's kind of the, I don't know. It stands for everything great about Schkit, that product. It makes headphones affordable. The headphone genre. It brings it to the masses. Okay, Pioneer. Pioneer's kind of gotten away from their legacy in 2-channel, and they're pretty much just all AVR. They may make a 2-channel amplifier or integrated receiver or integrated amplifier, but to my knowledge, what I've seen, what I've heard is pretty much AVRs. Anyway, the VSX LX 305. It is a AVR. I believe it's a 9-channel AVR. Comes with DAC so that you can fix some of the issues in your room. Actually does work a treat. Also has a whole bunch of streaming applications. Tidal Connect. I think it has Spotify Connect. Very capable AVR receiver, and very capable for music as well. I think it has a phono preamp, DAC obviously, and it comes with an app which has a bunch of EQs. Very, very functional. However, it's not... You're going to have to be a bit of a power user to get in there and be able to really push this thing as far as it can go. Pioneer VSX LX 305. Sony gets two. Sony gets the SSCS5s, which of course are a great speaker. Probably the best affordable speaker if they're on sale. Sony also gets the STR DH190, which is a cheap, and it used to be $100. It's $200 now, but sometimes it goes down to, I think, $125 on sale. Anyway, it's a good 2-channel receiver integrated amplifier. It's not great. It's good. It's not kind of warm. Not a whole lot of clarity. It's good though. For $100, it's good. Q Acoustics, another good speaker company. I think the 3020i is their best product. It's affordable, it's neutral, and the enclosures are built like tanks, so you're going to get zero resonance from the enclosures. I think it's good. The 3030i I think is also great, but it's a little bit too punchy, so it's not as neutral as I think a lot of people would like from their speaker. Man, we are barely a quarter of the way. All right, we're going to rapid fire. ELAC B5.2. I think it's awesome. If they still made the B6, that would be it. But the B5.2, fantastic. Goes on sale. iFi Zen Phono. I think it's the best product that comes out of iFi. The Zen Phono. Remarkable phono preamp. I think it's $200. SMSL, they get two. SU9N, which is a DAC, no MQA. They also get the DA9, which is a 2-channel amplifier. Has the Infineon 12070 chip, some baked-in EQ settings. Really good. I think it's $250. AudioQuest. I think the Dragonfly Red is the best AudioQuest product you can get. They have a ton of cables, of course, but the Dragonfly Red, I think, is in the sweet spot for them. Great dongle DAC. I do also think that their entry-level cables and stuff are very good. Very good as well. Sennheiser HD560S. Incredible open back headphone for $150. Very neutral. I think if you're just getting into headphones, this is going to be kind of the jumping off point for you to be able to judge what headphone you want, because it's neutral enough and everybody's reviewed this thing and people use it as somewhat of a reference. So get that. It's comfortable. There's a little notch in the top so it doesn't burn your hot spot on your head. Anyway, 560S. Hi-Fi-Man Edition XS is one of my favorite headphones, if not my favorite pair of headphones. They're $500. If you don't have that budget, though, look at the Sundara. They're around $300. They're equally as clean, but I think the Edition XS has a lot more bass on the bottom. Going with the headphone theme, Meze 109 Pro are remarkable. They're expensive, but they're built beautifully, and they sound wonderful when you get to know them. If you got to spend some time with that headphone. Otherwise, it on the surface, when you first listen to it, it doesn't have the magic. It takes a little bit of time. Okay, X Duo MT602. It's a little headphone amp, Class A headphone amp with a tube buffer. Has 2 tubes in there. They're very common tube size. It's a snap if you want a tube roll. Weem. Okay, Weem Mini. This is a no-brainer. It is $70. I don't know where mine are, right here. $70. Bluetooth AirPlay 2. Also has a fully functioning streaming platform. 10-band EQ. Bit perfect. Awesome. Don't use the integrated DAC though, unless you just can't afford it right now. use an external DAC though, that thing's amazing. 70 bucks, 80 bucks, something like that. SVS, all right, we have a few from SVS because they make subwoofers, they make amps, and they make speakers. SB1000 Pro used to be the $500. I think it's $600 though. App, you can put the subwoofer where you want it and dial in all the settings from the comfort of your favorite chair. Also, the Soundbase Pro, remarkable. Integrated amp could also be kind of your do-it-all amp. Has a DAC, has bass management, also comes with Play-Fi, and Play-Fi remarkably has gotten much better and much more usable. For speakers, I think the Bookshelf Prime speakers are really kind of the best speaker. I know I just did the Pinnacles and I raved about them, but they're $2,000, $1,800. So I think the Prime Bookshelf's sweet spot. Great speaker. I think it's better than the Klipsch RP600M. Parasound. I reviewed an integrated amplifier, the new Classic 200. It's a solid integrated amplifier. I think it's overpriced. It's Class D. Sounds a little bit thin to me, but it's good. It's good. It's got bass management too. Very similar feature set as the TA1. Blue Sound Node, I think is a awesome streamer. I think it's kind of the streamer that set the bar for what one should expect from a streaming product. The only problem that Blue Sound has now is the Weem Pro, because Weem is catching up with Blue Sound, and it's about a quarter of the price. Project, they make a bunch of turntables. My favorite product from Project, though, however, is the Tube Box S2. Comes with 2 tubes. It's a phono preamp. I think it sounds incredible and is actually somewhat of my reference phono preamp at this point. Phono Box, Tube Box S2, $500. All right, we got a boogie. We're only halfway through the list. Fluence. Fluence makes a bunch of turntables. RT85. It is the top of their range. However, if you are ever going to upgrade your Fluence turntable, you might as well just save up and get the RT85. Comes with the Audiophile 2M Blue, also an acrylic platter. If you can't afford that, though, start at the RT82. Has the same motor, same plinth, same everything. The only difference is platter, and then the cartridge. RT82, I think it's $250. CSS Audio. The Crichton 1TDX, I think, is the best kit that you can get from them. The Tory is very good. However, the CSS Crichton 1TDX, somewhat in just a different league. That could be an endgame speaker for anybody. Neil Blanchard Designs. I think his best product right now is the ELAC BS41 upgrade. Super cheap. I think it's $20 for the plans. And then you can take a $100 speaker and make it sound much more expensive. Sounds like a $3 million speaker if you do the mod. Okay, Polk R200. I also think the R100 is great, but R200 really sets the bar for what Polk can do. And I think Polk is coming back in and really doing a great job with somewhat affordable speakers. R200 is awesome. Gishelli Labs, one of my favorite audio companies. Their J2 DAC, especially the AKM version, I think is the best DAC under $1,000. Really could be the best DAC that I've heard. Period. Usability, there's no remote control. There's no variable output. As far as DAC sonic quality, amazing. Unbeatable. $250 if you don't need a USB. Gets a little bit more expensive if you need a USB and you want a wooden case, but it's unrivaled. Here's a vintage one for you. Macintosh, the 7270. I'll just put that in there. Topping doesn't really do much for me. However, the Topping E50, which is a DAC, is a great product. It was $200 for a while over the holidays. I think the regular price is $250. Their amps sound great, but I think there's reliability issues and there's also connection issues with the Topping. But DX3 Pro Plus or whatever it is, I think it's pretty good. But the Topping E50, I think, for me, definitely my favorite product from Topping. Moondrop, they make IEMs and headphones and stuff. The Kato, my favorite product from them. Built like a tank, Sounds very neutral, has these little tuning inserts so you can bring up the bass if you want to. That is, from a build quality standpoint, really sets the bar. They're kind of expensive though. They come around $200. U-Turn, the Orbit Basic turntable, $200. Now it doesn't have all the functionality that a Fluence has, but it sounds great and it looks great, and you can kind of upgrade it. There's an upgrade path if you want to. But U-Turn, I think their entry-level turntable is really what put them on the map, and it's still my favorite product from U-Turn. They're a U.S. company too. Cambridge Audio, I think the AXA 35 is remarkable. I actually like the 25 and the 35. I think the sonic characteristics are more traditional when you go up into the 85 and some of the more expensive receivers or integrated amplifiers. I think you lose some of the magic. 25 and 35, toroidal transformers, great product, low power of course, but also low price. I think it's around $350. It used to be $250 and $350 for the 25 and the 35. I think it's a little bit more expensive now, but they're great products. Also, the DAC Magic, I think it's a great product. Monolith, they make a whole ton of stuff, okay? Some people think they just rip off other designs. Doesn't matter. I think the M570 is their best product. M570 is a headphone, very heavy. You have to kind of crank on the headband to get them to fit right. But sometimes they go on sale all the way down to $200. They sound really, really good. And there's about 4 different headphones based on that driver design. But I think Monolith, when you get them on sale, is the cheapest out of the bunch. Golden Ear, the BRX. It is a bookshelf speaker, 2 passive radiators, AMT tweeter, 6.5-inch woofer. They look like they're $10,000 speakers from a build quality standpoint. They sound amazing too. A little bit too much bass in a small room, but the Golden Ear BRX are remarkable. Aperion, they're a direct-to-customer company. Aperion Novus. I think Aperion's a little bit overpriced as well, but they're also built really well, and they sound fantastic. For a desktop situation, application, I don't think you can get much better than the Aperion Novus. Small 5.25-inch woofer, front slot port. They sound amazing. A little bit expensive. They almost always have open box options though. Andover, the whole spin stack. So the turntable, the speaker, the subwoofer, and the rack. But it's super expensive. But it's also super convenient. I don't think the quality is there for what they're charging, but you can't argue how the cool factor, that it looks really cool, but it's pretty expensive. The Rotel A11, it's an integrated amplifier. I think it's great. A11 Tribute is the one that I would get. Really awesome, great sounding, very clean. Has a few different settings for different sound settings, kind of like loudness options. Akitica, the PT, the preamp kit, I think is amazing. It looks super old. It's a super fun project though, and it is really affordable. You can have them put it together for you. It's a great unit though, and I use it for pretty much my reference preamp. Whole bunch of functionality. Looks like it came out of the 80s, but it sure works perfectly. HTD Home Theater Direct. I like their level 3 bookshelf speaker. I think they're priced well, they're built great, and they sound good. A little bit of a kind of a weird handoff in the crossover point, but I thought they were great. Niche is a newer company. The Piety is a headphone amplifier based on, I think, the Heresy from Schit that's not made anymore. Everybody's raving about this thing. I agree with them 100%. Sounds incredible. KZ, they're an IEM company. I think the Critical Zex Pro is their best product. I think it's around $40. 7 Hertz Timeless is another IEM that I think is just bonkers good. It's a planar IEM. Amazing sounding. Intense, though. You're going to have to take a break from them. You can't wear them like all day long. Pangea, the stereo racks. These are Pangea stereo racks. I love them. I think that's their best product. World's Best Cables. All their cables. They're a very affordable cable manufacturer. They sell stuff on Amazon. They make Mogami cables. They make Canary cable stuff. Super affordable, though, and very well built. So, kind of my go-to cables. Record Doctor. The Record Doctor is my favorite product made by Record Doctor. Yamaha AS301. I've had the 801 in here, but the AS301 I think is the best bang for the buck. Comes in at $350. Has a DAC, has a phono preamp, has variable loudness control, has a really good remote control as well. Traditional 17-inch wide product. It's great from a great company. And I think you get maybe a little bit better sound from the 701, the 801, but not that much better. So I really like the Yamaha AS301. Bucard. I got the S400 Mark IIs. I didn't love that speaker. I didn't think it was like the best speaker. I liked it though. I thought it was a really good speaker. I think it's overpriced though. And then the Ear Studio M100 Mark II is a little Bluetooth receiver, has a 10-band equalizer in it, does all sorts of cool stuff, can take any IEM and basically make it into a Bluetooth IEM. Remarkable. So that's going to do it. That is a lot. If you're new here, please subscribe and like this video. You can support the channel by signing up for Patreon, patreon.com/cheapaudioman. Every Sunday night, we have Patreon-only Zooms, Patreon-only Facebook, Patreon-only Discord. You can also use the links in the description. No way I'm linking all these, because that would take forever. You can also buy me a cup of coffee through the thanks button down at the bottom of the video next to the share button. Don't feel compelled to give me anything, though. So don't binge watch anything on Netflix or Hulu. Binge listen, maybe through any of these cool products, and fill your soul with happiness. And with that, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man.